Well, hello there. My name is Extra Fresh, and I'm playing some Satisfactory. And like a truly distinguished gentleman, I am about to build some massive train spirals because, you know, they're gonna have to be built, just like overpasses. Um, the thing with train spirals is they can be a bit wobbly if you, just use the normal inclines. And that can be helped, that can be remedied, and I'm going to show you how, hopefully in a bit of a quick tutorial video. So yeah, let's get into it. Um, First things first, let's explain the problem. Right here, I've set up my spiral. I am going to go up these cliffs, this great location. I'm going out 10 foundations each time, going up by 4 and then 10 out this time and this direction, and we're building the railways to the middle of that foundation every time, so you get a nice exact circle. Problem is, you can already see it. The rails flatten out every time I put it on the foundation, and then they need to go up, and then they flatten out again. That makes the whole thing very uneven and very unsatisfying. We don't want that. So in the second rotation, I've tried something else. I'm going to use a ramp so that, the railway is already at an angle right here. But then the angle is too steep. It needs to flatten out in the middle and then get back to an angle. So that's no good either. So if the shallowest angle in the game, the 1 meter ramp, is too steep and flat is obviously too flat, we're just going to have to make our own angle, our own incline, to get the correct incline going. And I'm going to show you how to do that for any type of spiral and any type of not even spiral, but any type of incline. Some very basic math, so yeah, don't run away. It's math, so it's what it is. We're playing a factory game, and we're going to have to use the blueprinter, because, well, you can do it without, then you're gonna have to do everything over and over again. So we're using the blueprinter, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building our own incline. And first things first is we need to calculate the length of this piece of rail, and we need the vertical offset, how far we're going vertically. Now that's easy. We're going up 4 meters. Easy to see here. The length of this piece of rail is not immediately apparent, but it is actually quite simple, because from the middle of this foundation to the middle of that foundation is 10 foundations in length. So that's 80 meters with 10 foundations. And the circumference of a circle is the diameter 10 times pi, 3.145, something. We can just calculate that. We divide that by 4 because we're doing 4 parts to every circle. So we get to 7.8, let's just call this 8, right? Close enough. That means 8 foundations to go up 1 meter. This is length 8 foundations up 1 meter. That means for every 1 meter incline, we're doing 2 foundations. Let's build that blueprint. Now obviously, when we're doing custom things in Satisfactory, you're going to use the magic beam. This is the piece that can do everything. So we're going up 1 meter, and then we're going forward 2 foundations, or 16 meters, and up in diagonal mode. You can select that perfectly, and there we go. Now this is great. We can put our railway on this, and we'll have the correct incline. So this now has the correct incline. The problem with this is, you might have already seen it, when you're placing a railway on a beam, it's free placement, it's freeform. Meaning, this might, this, might be slightly off center when you're placing it. And in a circle like this, that gets amplified. It's no good. So how do we fix that? There's a solution. First, we start here in a straight line. We can place it. We'll still have that freeform problem where this will go offset. But if we hold control with a straight build mode, basically, for railways, now we know it's exactly centered and it's going to be exactly straight when we put it on there. And this is the reason I put it on that exact location. I will click, and now that is completely centered. And I'm going to build another one, another bit here. This is arbitrary length, this doesn't matter, because all we need is this face, basically. Connect this rail to that, any rail to that face, and it will have the correct incline. This bit of rail is the piece that we're going to be using as a blueprint, and we will call it rail slope, whatever. You can select an icon for it, just select whatever you like. There we go, that's our blueprint. We save the blueprint, and now what we do is we can go into our blueprint mode, and here it is. But you don't want to do that every time, so there we go. I'm bounded to my hotbar at the 0 position. Now we're done here with the blueprint machine, so we can clear it out. And using this blueprint we just created, let's build another bit of train spiral. So we hit 0. There's our slope. And again, the only bit we're interested in is this front leading edge of it. In 1.1 we have vertical nudge, so if we hold control and now we can go vertically by ½ a meter and place it exactly on that spot. Pretty nice. We'll put it here. Obviously this first order winding won't be very good, but the rest will be. And we're just going to build out the other ones. And just to, show you how useful it is to create that blueprint and not just try to do this every time. I've done this so I can basically show you how quick it will be once you've created that blueprint to actually build that rail. Delete that. Go to the next one. Delete that. Click. Go to the next one. Delete that. Go to the next one. And piece of rail at the end. So now, when we get to our train, and I get to show you, and the reason I've made a train that's this long is because with this length you can actually see the wobble happen very well. So here we go. See if it all works. I haven't actually ridden this one, but I've used this method plenty of times. So you see there that waviness, that's bad. That was method 1 on the flats. This second turn is method 2 on the ramps. Doesn't work either. Waviness all about. Now we get to the last winding, and the train just steadies out, and we are stable. And of course, in 1.1 we can manually derail a train at the end of a train line, which is always fun. So I think that's as good a place to end it as any. Last thing I'll show you is just, comparison of the 3 bits of rail. You see that that's wobbly. Once we get to correct level, you can see that that's not straight at all. That's not straight at all. And this is actually very smooth. So yeah, hopefully that's informative and helpful. And I'll see you next video for more trail derangement. I almost nailed it all the way to the end. There we go. Have a good one.